Sen did not have time to explain to Wang Dongling. He summoned his mutant three-eyed beast mount and called Wang. Meng Meng, let's go. Sen had seen what the sacred blood fox king could do, and these black-feathered beasts might also have a king like that. Constantly seeing them around gave him a bad feeling. Since he had taken Wang Meng here, he needed to be responsible for the safety, not to mention the trust she placed in him. Sister, let's go together. Wang Meng summoned her big white bear and asked Hongfu Pingking. Wang Fu nodded and summoned her mount, following the two. Wang Dongling had to summon his mount and follow them. He murmured, just a few black-feathered beasts. What's to be afraid about? Quote. Sen simply ignored him, and guarded Wang Meng run at full speed. Half an hour later, the sky darkened. It was daytime and in a desert, but the sun was suddenly gone. The black-feathered beasts rushed toward them like bats. The four were filled with aghast. This group was even bigger than last time. They must be more than 10,000. Among them many had wings like iron, which indicated they were mutant. Among the black-feathered beasts, there was a red one over 9 feet long in its wingspan, more than 60 feet, roaring and snapping. In its roar, the horrifying black-feathered beasts were like soldiers, launching organized attacks at them. A scared black-feathered beast. Wang Fu cried. Wang Dongling's face was grim. He summoned beast soul armor, his white wings and a pair of beast soul knives, throwing himself at the black-feathered beasts. He seemed to plan to get rid of the black-feathered beast king first. But Sen put away his mutant mount and jumped on the big white bear's back. He shouted, Meng, to the southeast cliff. Wang Meng rode the big white bear at full speed over there. Standing on the bear's back, Sen summoned his hornbow in mutant black stinger arrows, aiming at the black-feathered beasts. Wang Fu did not expect Sen to act so decisively. She threw a glance at Wang Dongling, who was in the center of K beasts, and urged her mount to follow Sen and Wang Meng. In the meantime, she summoned beast soul bow and arrows, and turned back to shoot at the beasts from time to time. Her archery skills were truly great, and she had more than one beast soul arrows. With her mount carrying her at full speed, she managed to shoot 7 beast soul arrows at the same time, killing the 7 black-feathered beasts closest to her. Sen did not mind her. Whenever there was a black-feathered beast coming close, he would simple whack it with her hornbow. With the geno points he had unparalleled strength. Although the bow was no blade, it was still sacred blood and blew the black-feathered beasts away instantaneously. None could approach the white bear. Wang Fu's mount had great speed and kept up with the white bear, sharing the protection from Sen. At least she did not need to worry about beasts on his side. Wang Dongling regretted immediately after flying among the black-feathered beasts. There were simply too many of them. Groups of mutant black-feathered beasts surrounded him, leaving him no chance to approach the sacred blood one. His situation was highly risky. Although he had a pair of knives and was using them to the extreme, he could not block the black-feathered beasts coming at him in all directions. One got a chance and bit on his unprotected thigh. Ouch! Wang Dongling screamed and kicked the beast away, turning around to run. But the group of mutant black-feathered beasts would never let him go easily. Flapping their iron wings, they snapped at him and he was stuck in a bloody fight. Soon his skin was ripped apart everywhere and blood was welling. At this time, Sen and Wang Meng had rushed to the cliff, which was more than 60 feet tall, standing aloof in the sand like a yellow cake. The bastards are too fast. We can't run away. Let's fight them here. At a corner, Hussein carried Wang Mengmeng and jumped down from the big white bear's back. He turned his back to the cliff and stood in front of Wang Mengmeng. Having summoned a black chopper, he slashed at a black feathered beast, coming at them, cutting it in half. This was one of the 2 mutant beast souls he gained from Ji Yuming. It was called the Beast Chopper and was much more useful in a melee like this than lighter weapons. Wang Fu Pingking also jumped off her mount and came next to Hussein, and summoned a pair of daggers, fighting off the black-feathered beasts. She knew that if they fought as a team, there might be a chance for them to survive, whereas she would be doomed if fighting alone. But even if they were against the rock and did not need to worry about attacks coming from behind, Wang Fu still felt her heart racing. She regretted taking the risk alone. Wang Dongling had some strength, but no brain, and was by no means helpful. Ah! Wang Dongling screamed and screamed, making the 3's hearts sink. But they did not have much energy to think about him, as they could barely deal with the overwhelming black-feathered beasts. Blood soon colored the rocks and sand on the ground red. The bodies of the black-feathered beasts almost buried Hussein and the girls, limiting their space of movements. Bang! Suddenly a bloody body fell from above in front of the 3. It was a headless body, and looked like it belonged to Wang Dongling. And in the sky, the black-feathered beast king was grabbing the head of Wang Dongling, and let out a cry of triumph. The scene sent a chill down Wang Fu's spine. Her face became grim as she felt doomed.